Hello, everybody. First thing I'd like to say is welcome to Azalea. I'm really happy to be part of this group, and I really hope that you're able to get a lot of positives from being in our community. I'd also like to apologize. I had meant to get this video out last week, but ended up getting a really bad cold, and I'm still kind of getting over that. And because of that, the production value on this video isn't exactly that high. I'm just using the webcam on my computer, but I really wanted to make sure to get this video out to you guys and be able to start doing these on a weekly basis. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Anna, and I'm one of the founders for this group. I have a beautiful 1-year-old little girl named Taya, and she was born in June of 2016. I myself have struggled with mental health issues since I was a teenager. At that point in my life, I was working through post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and general anxiety disorder without even really realizing that I was going through all of that. I came up with a lot of really unhealthy coping mechanisms and kind of let myself start to fade away. Eventually, with a lot of help, I was able to come to terms with what I was going through and started on a very long journey towards recovery. I've been using both medication and therapy as tools to get to a healthier state of mind. So, just before having my daughter, I thought that I was in this really amazing place mentally. However, after giving birth to her, all it took was one really bad trigger and I went into a major downward spiral. However, because I knew that I was a risk factor for having postpartum depression, I was able to seek out the resources around me and get help, which really helped me learn that this is a lot more common than I had thought. Mental illness itself is a really bad issue in Canada right now. I'm going to quote a friend of mine who did some research the other day and came up with some numbers. Thank you very much to Kayla for coming up with this. So she discovered that 20% of all Canadians will personally experience mental illness in their lifetime. 24% of all deaths with ages 15 to 24 are from suicide, and 16% of all deaths from ages 25 to 44 are also from suicide. It's one of the leading causes of death in both men and women from adolescence to middle age, which really shows that mental illness is a really big struggle, and not only that, but it can be fatal. Now, one of the things that I learned in my journey after having my baby was that becoming a mother literally changes the chemistry in your brain. This is to adapt to suddenly being this caregiver role, and biologically we change so that we want to make sure to take care of our babies and have those extra hormones. But because of this change, you can either experience a worsening of symptoms if you already dealt with mental health illnesses, or you can even develop new illnesses altogether. Personally, I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder shortly after having my baby, which is something that was really new to me. I had never dealt with before. So like I said, I used a lot of different resources to help me start to recover, but the absolute best resource I found was a community. I was lucky enough to be part of a group of mothers who met on a weekly basis, all of us with babies under the age of 1. Sometimes we were new moms, sometimes the moms already had kids. And we'd get together on a weekly basis to talk about our symptoms and stuff that's going on in our lives. It really helped to solidify that you're not alone when you hear another mother say, hey, yeah, I totally understand that. So when Haley and Ray, the other two leaders of this group, came and said that there's this gap of support groups on Facebook for mothers who suffer with mental health, they asked me if I wanted to be a part of this project, and I absolutely jumped at the chance to help out, hoping that I can help you all out in the same way that being part of that group helped me. So each of the three of us is going to have a project that we'll be working on to give you guys extra resources for the moms who need the safe community. I've always really liked doing video type stuff. I've gone to school for it a few times, so I thought that I could do a vlog that might make a difference in people's lives. So once a week, I will be making a video and posting it. The topics will be talking about my experiences with mental health, different resources that I've found, as well as I'll be trying different coping mechanisms and ways of healing and talking about how those work for me, and then you can decide if you want to try those same methods for yourself. For a lot of those, I'll be referring to Haley and Ray's Wellness Days, where they're going to be posting different tips that either through medication or through other means can really help with a better state of mind. So if you ever have any questions, I also would like to do some Q&A videos and would love to answer questions for you. I can also do stories if you wanted to use our anonymous email to send us any stories. They don't put your name attached to them, and I'll talk about your stories for you. If you're watching from Azalea, once again, I'd like to say welcome to our group. If you're not in the group already, there will be a link to the group in the description, and I really hope that you're able to join and to get a lot of positives from being part of this community. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.